Oh, nice, nice. So, Sharma Garu, let's get going. Anupji, shall we get started?
Yes, yes. I'm ready.
So, good evening, and it's a great pleasure our our TPS members and guests who are live on the YouTube channel today evening, and we have a great gentleman, greatest of the great gentleman. He is just before us, and what all about him and what we will go about. Our president Arvind Chinji will introduce him. And before that, I just have a small note that our senior-most member, Dr. Gangadhar Reddy, who is well known and is an outstanding ophthalmologist, eye surgeon, and a expert in the Smrutis, mythologies, epics, Upanishads, Vedas, is immense knowledge. And we lost our legend 10 days back. And today is the 10th day ceremony.
Very sorry.
Mr. Arvind and myself, we have visited their house today afternoon. And in mark of respect to him, we will observe a matter of few seconds to make his soul rest in peace.
Definitely.
Please start. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sharma Garu.
So with this, I'll hand it over to Sri Arvind Chinji, our president. He will introduce and he will take over the mantle with Sri Padma Shri Anup Saji.
Thank you again. Good evening, everyone. And it is with great sadness that we had to announce that we've lost Dr. Gangadhar Reddy, an absolutely marvelous and wonderful gentleman who's retired as superintendent of Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital. And apart from that, he had so many talents. He was an absolute treasure house of knowledge. His loss is a great loss to society, and I thank Sharmaji for having condoled his demise over here in the society, and we shall try and see what we can do about it. On the other hand, all of us photographers, when we do very well in photography, people say things like, he's scaled great peaks in photography, he's done so much. And today I have the pleasure and the privilege of introducing a person who actually scales great peaks to get some great pictures. It's quite the other way around. And an absolutely adventurous man who I just found out. I'm sorry, those dogs are pretty loud. Just give me a minute, sir. Hey. I'm terribly sorry, guys.
No.
I have two wonderful dogs here, and they decide to bark at everything. So, like I was saying, I'm Anup Saji. I'm very sorry about this. I'd like everybody to hear what I say about you.
I'm also a dog lover. I have also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And so, everyone, it is a great pleasure and privilege for TPS to be hosting online a Padma Shri awardee in photography, a man who has climbed great many mountains, who's been so closely associated with mountaineering, and he's been into photography I've come to know that he's been doing photography from 1964 when his father gifted him a Aqua Isoli camera, if I'm not wrong, Mr. Anuji. So you may at that point of time, whenever you're talking about, you can relate that to our audience. And when you are sharing your pictures, whenever it is, I think the less I say about you, and I should allow your pictures to speak about what it is. And I'd also like you to narrate to our photographers, because a few of us also like to go to the Himalayas and shoot some pictures occasionally. And but I would like your words to inspire, like they are like the students of Uttarakhand get inspired by you. I'd like your words to inspire our photographers from TPS to be able to come to your place and shoot some pictures. And I look forward to seeing your pictures now, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, first of all, I am a nature lover. And since my childhood, I used to take long walks in the forest. So I believe that if you are a good nature photographer, you must know everything in nature, landscape, uh, flora, fauna, animals. If you have good study, then you can be a good nature photographer. Secondly, I travel also a lot here and abroad, but in this presentation, I have confined to Uttarakhand only. I titled Uttarakhand Abode of God. I think with my and secondly, I'm a mountaineer. Then I'm a photographer. And as you told, in 1964, my father presented me ECFA Isoli camera. And for that camera, uh, I have my interest developed. So gradually, I'll start with my presentation. Just a minute. Pranjal, जरा link कर दें. Center वाली से.
Host disabled attendee screen sharing. Host will have to. Sir, I think you will have to allow. Okay. Screen sharing.
Saurabh,
Share, yeah.
Okay. Slides. बीच. Okay. So I titled this slideshow Uttarakhand Abode of God. This is my first picture I have taken from ECFA Isoli camera. And this is Pindari Glacier. That time we went to Pindari Glacier. I was hardly in 1960, hardly 14, 15 years young. And I have also mentioned in this 1964, you can see. Then during my mountaineering career, I have climbed about half a dozen peaks. This is on Srikant Peak during my advanced course in 1971, I think, when I was quite young. And this is our rock climbing area. Pardon? वहां से कुछ इसी में
फिर से शुरुआत से करोगे.
Nainital Mountain Club training area. As I have told, in 1968, my father established Nainital Mountain Club, and in contact with some Japanese friend, we have started artificial rock climbing. Even you can climb overhang also. So I'm displaying the artificial. We have a very beautiful training area, and in Nainital, this is my picture with Panchuli peaks in Khalia top. Mr. H. Satish has taken this picture. Later on, when he climbed this hill, due to fog, we couldn't take his picture. This is our range, entire Himalayan range. It's around 220 kilometers. Left one is Bandarpunch, and right one in Panchuli, and then Api Nampa, Nepal area. It's almost 320 kilometers long, and aerial from Nainital, its aerial distance is around 103 kilometers. And
So
we
just,
have.
I'm sorry, Anupji, just 1 second. Arvind here. Apparently, there's some issue with the YouTube. The people are hearing your voice, but the images are not changing.
Okay.
Just a second, sir. Please forgive me for this. Saurabh, can you hear me? Saurabh? They can't see the image apparently. Just set now. Aditya? Okay. Take it. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, fine. I'm sorry, sir. I think it's working fine now. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And in this range, around 204 peaks are more than 6,000 meters, and 2 peaks are above 7,500 meters, and 14 peaks are above 7,000 meters. This is the entire range, Bandarpunch to Nepal side. And it's early morning shot from Nainital, a point known as Himdarshan. There's the same spot in different day. First rays in clouds, but there is no light in the mountain still. This is a very rare photograph from Trails Pass. We have crossed this pass after a gap of 53 years. And these peaks are twin Nanda Devi Main and Nanda Devi East from our last camp. This is Nanda Devi from Nanda Devi Sanctuary, and the front face we climbed with Indo-Japanese Nanda Devi expedition in 1977. I have not included the climbing pictures because it will otherwise be too long. And to reach this spot where I have taken this picture, almost 12 days. You have Nanda Devi Sanctuary route is discovered after a gap of 54 years. Then Tillman and Sipton, same year, they also climbed Nanda Devi Peak. And in 1974, our was the, I think, 7th group to enter into the Nanda Devi Sanctuary. That time we climbed Devistan Peak. From Camp 2, I have taken this picture in late evening. And Nanda Devi is encircled with a mountain ring. Its average height is around 20,000 feet. And to reach inside sanctuary, it's very difficult, sometimes 6,000, 7,000 feet direct drops, and you have to fix ropes in several places. This is from place known as Sidlakhet. Again, Nanda Devi main and east peak, and from front that Nanda Ghat, and blackest small peak is Baljuri. This is just dying sun, very late sunset time. This is again sunset time. And in sunrise time, you generally get cut light, and from sunset time you get direct sun. This is again Nanda Devi peak. This is Nanda Devi from Milam area. This is the highest peak of our area, 25,650 feet high. This sunrise on this is Sibling Peak, Sibling Peak, sunrise on Sibling Peak. This is again Sibling Peak in the evening time. Before it was a hailstorm and it was raining, or all of a sudden peak cleared for a few moments. So I captured this picture. This is again Nanda Devi, and Nanda Kot is extreme left, right, sorry. In cloudy day, you get good picture. If there is no cloud, you will not, there is no such charm. This again in cloudy morning and very overcast day, but this again I have taken in the morning. This is again close-up view of Nanda Devi from Ranikhet. Plumage, you can see the cloud plumage. If there is no cloud, I think the picture has got no value. And sometime in winters, we get such scenes. And we have to reach this place, we have to start at least 4 o'clock in the morning. And that place is around 4 kilometers from our house. This I have taken from Ranikhet. This again Trishul Peak, and first rays in the clouds and sun is touching. You can see cut light in the mountain. Sunset on Nanda Kot. Sorry, sunrise. Red light. Sorry. This is Trishul from Vedani Bugyal. You may have heard about Vedani Bugyal. It's around 2-3 day trek up to reach base camp of Vedani Bugyal. And to capture this photograph, we have to run almost 1 kilometer to reach that particular spot. And that time our hands were numb. It was very cold and windy, but we may be able to take many good pictures. This after sunrise, you get such colors. Sometimes it's windy and cloudy, so you get interesting clouds. This is also winter morning, and in valleys there are a lot of fog also, but the clouds are pinkish. This is again early morning before sunrise, and Panchuli Peak is just behind. Later on, the color changes. And again, Panchuli is just behind. This is Panchuli Peak from Munchiari. This is also sunset picture. And that Munchiari is also very beautiful area for photography. This is again same peak, but you know there is no cloud, so I framed these twigs. This is Kedarnath Peak from Chopta in evening time. This is Chaukhamba Peak in late evening. This is Kamet Peak. This is the second highest peak of our range. This is Panchuli Peak number 2 from Bona Bugyal. It's in district Pithoragarh, and due to strong winds, the snow is plume-like structures. This is all snow. This is Neelkant from Badrinath. This Sudarshan Peak in Gangotri region. This Satopant in Gangotri region. This is a very beautiful peak of that area. This is Om Parvat. You can see the Om, and moon is also there. It's a rare occasion. Then Kailash, Holy Kailash. I have been to Kailash twice in 1990 and 2002. And I have exposed almost, my friend and myself, we have exposed almost 100 transparencies. We have a huge collection of this area. And their landscape are, Tibetan landscape are very beautiful. This is Dharma Valley, again very beautiful valley. Previously there was a 3-day trek. Now single day you can reach up to this point, Duktu Bugyal, and we are just behind Panchuli Peak, as I have shown earlier. And there are a lot of pastures also, and village life, and beautiful houses, beautiful people. And this is the paradise of for photographers. Best time is June month, I think, when rhododendrons also blooms. This is again I have taken from Nainital. First rays and beautiful clouds with Trishul, Mrikthuni, Mektoli are the main peaks. And this is actually slide. I have converted this slide. You can see Nanda Kot Peak in the background. But in the sunrise or sunset photographs, foreground is always dark. But I got this picture from Chokori. You will get details in foreground also. For a moment, later on, I have clicked many photographs, but first photo, I get perfect light and all. And sometime these dry trees also give good framing. This is Panchuli from Munshari. This is again Panchuli from Munshari in, I think, springtime. Young leaves are appearing. A place known as Chopta. I have taken this picture in the month of April. April first week you get rhododendrons also, and good blue sky. And Kedarnath Peak is Kharchkund and Kedarnath Peak are just behind. This I have taken from Sitala Khet in district Almora. In one day you can reach this spot from Nainital. And Nanda Devi is just in center. And the grass is, in dull color. It's I have taken this in winters actually. In summer you get greenery, but not so clear weather. This is again village house in Sitlakhet area in mountains. There are many such houses and landscape are very beautiful from that area. This is again that Siahi Devi, district Almora. And these are Nanda Devi peaks, Nanda Devi, Nanda Koot. And you can sit, whole day like this. It's a very beautiful place. And this is again from Siahi Devi, Sitlakhet. And this is from, entire tree and with wide angle. This from Munshari, I have taken this picture. Panchuli is in the background. The abandoned house is there. This is Almora town. And in the background, you can see Nepal, Himalaya, Api, Nampa, Sahiwal, and towards Annapurna. This also early morning shot, and in foreground, this entire Almora township you can see. This is now few expedition. This is our Trails Pass expedition, and these are our team and supporting party. And in the back, there's a Pindari Glacier. Actually, we cross Trails Pass after a gap of 53 years. That was most challenging expedition, and past many there are many casualties and many people also died in this these many ventures. So we were hardly 20. In our 20s, we have crossed this pass. Actually, this is the entire area. The glacier has got many seracs and crevasses, so it was very dangerous. So we have decided to go from left side, and in left one is Nandakhat Peak. We climbed this peak in 1972. That was our first climb, and then the Chief Minister, Mr. Himati Nandan Boguna, especially came to Nainital to honor us. And that was and we climbed this peak without any help of Sherpas and all. And there in center, you can see Nanda Devi main and East Peak and Trails Pass in between. So this is on way to Trails Pass. There are a lot of crevasses, big crevasses, and we have around 9-10 porters, and they all abandoned us. They told us that they can't risk their life, and they abandoned us. So we have to ferry all luggage, and I could hardly carry one camera and one lens, 50 mm lens, and one my camera, because otherwise it was not possible. Tripod and other lenses I have to leave behind. This is the route, and in center there is a snow bridge. Sometimes we have to cross such difficult area also. And this is the inside of the crevasse. And this is the all crevasse zone. Sometimes we have to traverse 1 kilometer to negotiate this, because we have to throw our, aluminum ladder behind, because it was impossible to carry because we have no porters. And camp in the glacier. You can see the lot of crevasses due to fresh snowfall. They are all hidden. And we have to probe each and every step, and very carefully we moved ahead. The front one is making route, and second one is belaying. If something happen, he will arrest the fall. And in this height, photography is very difficult, and your hand and numb, and even you have no strength to take, swords. So sometimes it's a game of willpower, actually. This is Changuch Peak, from beautiful peak on way to Trails Pass. This is our final camp below Trails Pass, and Trails Pass is just in front of Nanda Devi. These are Nanda Devi main and east, and the golden peak. I have taken Nanda Devi from this. This is the sunrise time. All of a sudden, when we came out, so I took this picture. I was lucky I could capture this picture. And this is the Trails Pass, and our member Nanda Devi Peak is in the just background. And we hadn't find any traces of human, even this cairn we have built up here. This Trails Pass and the entire Nanda Devi. This is the ridge is called Outer Sanctuary Wall and Long Staff, and then this ridge leads to Nanda Devi East, then main. That area is very difficult. Second, we cross another pass from Milam to Malari, Untadhura, and then Joshimath. That's also a very challenging pass. So we are negotiating at, I think, 16,000 feet. There are a lot of loose boulders. And from here, we went ahead to Khingar, towards Khingar Pass. Olden days, that was a yatra route, trade route, Indo-Tibetan trade route. Khingar Pass is around 17,000 plus. And background, you can see the rocky area. Actually, when Tibetan plate and Asian plate collided, this mud part oozed out, and later on it converted into rocks. But for proof, you will find there are a lot of fossils, marine fossils, mollusks, fishes, and all. So in Sylhet, we are proceeding further. And there are a lot of such gorges. This is Somna Gorge. And sometime due to wind, people wash away. And army people has built up this road. And go. And now, actually, in every trip, I can even organize a full slideshow. I have just taken one or two slides for that area. That very picturesque and beautiful area, actually. Lafthal, Sanchumala, and all Indo-Tibet border we have crossed. Barahuti, you may have heard about Barahuti. This is Nandanvan on way to Gangotri region. On Gangotri side, this is again Sibling Peak. This is our camp. And left one is Kedarnath, Kedar Dome and Kedarnath Peak. And due to global warming, glacier is sinking very fast. You can see this crevasse also. This is blackish also. This is hard ice, old hard ice. And this is Satopanth again. Caesar. On way to Satopan, this is a NIM team. They are climbing Satopan Peak. And this is again due to global warming. The glacier is sinking very fast. Suppose you are going this way, and after 1 month, when you will return, you will not find any traces of your route. And sometime due to sinking of glacier, there are glacial pools also. This is Setagal on way to pass. This height is around 16,000 feet. And we cross this Kalindi Khal Pass. you can see Kalandi Khal pass in cloud. And from here, from Gangotri, you can reach Badrinath. It's a very interesting but very challenging. And every year, almost many people died in this route. Before that, four or five Russians also perished in this area. We had a very bad time where weather become very bad, and the slope is very risky, avalanche and rock, fear of rock fall also. But luckily we crossed that area and we reached that Kalindi Khal Pass. It's around 19,090 feet high. From here we have to descend down, but due to bad weather, we face great difficulty. And continuously many days the weather was bad. And one foreign expedition also met us during, and there was thick cloud and called whiteout. You can't see further ahead where you have to go. And we have to walk almost 2 camps one day. And I think from 6 o'clock, by 8, we have continuously walked. And sometimes we have to cross river and we were almost wet and temperature was in minus. And due to this, 2 of our members and 4 members of other parties were died due to cold. And Tom Alt, I couldn't open my camera, and I have a small camera in my pocket, windproof jacket pocket. So I made some videos and stills. And Mr. Actor, I think Tom Alter made a film for Epic Channel. Sometime for last year, they have shown that film several times. Even YouTube, you could see this film also. There's another 3 years back in this picture. Left one is Dr. Sekhar Pathak, very renowned historian. He has traveled a lot in the higher Himalaya. He's a like dictionary in this region. And second one is a famous photographer from Kumaon, Threes Kapoor. You may have heard his name. And I'm extreme right. Then Pradeep Pandey, then Mr. Prakash and other our team member. 3 years back, we went to Gangotri and we are with Swami Sundaranand. He expired only this year and he has a beautiful art gallery over there. If you happen to go to that area, you can visit that gallery. And during 60s, 70s, no one can take camera on that area. They are all restricted. Only Swamiji has got permission to take cameras, and they have got huge collection of that area. And they have now displayed their photographs in this museum. There's the Wilson House in Harsil. Now this house is gutted. Previously, we stayed there several times. And now there is a new house over there, Forest Rest House. We have to stay almost 3 days over there because it was raining day and night. And in higher reaches, there are a lot of snowfall. So ITVP people didn't allow us to go ahead. So after 3 days, we went ahead. And there are beautiful pastures and all. This is our route, and Sudarshan Peak is just behind. There's around 16,000 feet. Actually, in this area, you have to carry your luggage. Actually, 10 to 15 kgs you have to carry. And I have got, 200, 500 lens also, and 2 camera body lenses. Sometimes we carry only 1 or 2 lenses. Zoom lens helps us. I have 2470 that Canon lens and 5D Mark II I have carried in this route. And we are just near to Lamkhaga Pass. On way to Lamkhaga Pass, there's a steep climb and danger of rockfall also due to heavy snowfall. We have to face this kind of condition. Now we are in the Lamkhaga Pass. We reach behind this is Lamkhaga Peak. Now from here this is around 17,800 feet. Then we have to descend other side to Dhauladhar range in Himachal Pradesh area. Now we have started descending, and sometime we have to fix rope. And only 3 months back, some other expedition also met with an accident. One of his member died in this area. Now we are descending from pass, and now we are in Jamdar. You can now see the Dhauladhar range in Himachal area. This is the Vaspa river in Himachal area. That's a huge catchment area of that river. And we have to cross several times this Vaspa river, and the water was very, very cold, and flow. Only morning time you can cross the river. Otherwise, it has got very flow is very strong. The current is very strong. Then we reach Chutkul in Himachal, in this village. So that was very interesting, and we were in, I think, 68, 69 years, three of us, and we crossed this pass without any much trouble. This is a morning, village morning. This place is near Nainital. This is an old picture. I have taken this slide. And the smoke give us a different impact. And now they have built up roads. Presently, there are roads up. Now the entire scene is destroyed. This is Nainital in early morning, and small twigs you can see in the snow also. You have to reach that spot before sunrise. Now first rays is appearing, and the China Peak, our highest peak reflection, you can see in the lake. And that day the lake was very calm and quiet. This is our highest peak, China Peak, during snowfall. This is during snowfall from on way to China Peak. That day the temperature was, I think, around 10 degrees. This is Bhimtal Lake near Nainital, and I have seen those floating clouds. So I have to run almost 1 kilometer to capture this scene. This is again Nainital in springtime, and this is from Tiffin Top Our Hill. This is St. Joseph College in foreground, and I have used graduated filter in this, and I titled it Floating Mountain. And below these mountains, there is Haldwani Plains area, and they are all hidden due to fog. Sometime in winter, we get such fog. This is again China Peak, our highest peak. And in the Deepavali morning, only this year I have taken this picture. And, every year we get a lot of smoke and fog. We can't get good picture, but this year, due to dusk time, you get, all details also. So I have taken this very early. And second picture I have taken later on after 1 hour. And luckily, due to clear weather, we could see the plains area also from China Peak. In my life, I have seen first time so clear weather. This is Nainital. There are beautiful yachts. Actually, September, October, there are regattas also. And against light, you get good pictures. This again lies again in the late evening. This is again autumn time, early morning shot, and boat with reflection. That late evening picture, and against light you can see. And I have controlled depth of field in this picture. Foreground and background both are in focus. This is from our hill, early morning shot, and that pinkish glow due to sunrise. This is very interesting shot from Champawat Valley, and you can there are deodar trees, and you can see the reflection in the clouds. This is I have seen first time such phenomena. You can get reflection on clouds also. There's fog in early morning fog from there. A place known as Banasur Ka Kila. From there, I have taken this picture. Around 4 o'clock before sunrise, we went up to that hill, and starting there was fog all side. As sun started appearing, so we get such shots. This is from Kausani. This is early morning. We get. I was with Dr. Anil Rasal Singh, and that time it was all fog. And later on, when sun appears, and we get many such dramatic shots from that area. So winter time is best for such scenes, or rainy season also sometime back. I have, this is again from Kausani, and Panchuli peaks are just behind. This is also early morning shot. Then this Kausani Valley, and that Garuda and Someswar, there are two beautiful valleys in Kausani district, Almora. It's very photographer's paradise actually. Then our side, this early morning shot from Kilbari area. This is near Nainital, around I think 10 kilometers from our house. This is again St. Joseph College from our hill, and this is when rainy season shot, and you can find many layers of clouds and very overcast day, but I was managed to get this shot. This is, early morning shot in village houses. There's typical village houses with stone roof and very interesting light. There's an elephant dust bath in the early morning, Corbett National Park. Now, flora of this region. This is rhododendron. You may have heard about rhododendron. You can even take juice, rhododendron juice also. It's very healthy and very good for stomach and heart also, it is said. This is rhododendron, different variety. Rhododendron barbatum, that one rhododendron arboreum. And this is the huge tree. I have seen only one tree is such a big tree, and they have got many rhododendrons in bull. I have taken this picture from Chopta area in district Chamoli. This is again Chopta area. And that area, wildlife is also very rich. This is a rhododendron forest. Then rhododendron campanulatum. If you'll go much higher, you will find this whitish or is bush form actually. This is the close-up of rhododendron. And this is same rhododendron with different color. And a small one is rhododendron anthropogon. It has got a very strong aroma and धूप वगैरह भी बनती है इसकी. This is again rhododendron lepidotum. I have more than I think more than 600 or 800 Himalayan flower photograph, but I have taken few. This is the Brahma Kamal in against light. And Brahma Kamal, if you have one, people believe if you have one Brahma Kamal, evil spirit will not come to near you. And Devi Puja time, they offer this, Nanda Devi Puja time, they offer this flower. This is Fain Kamal, another beautiful flower, and it has got a lot of medicinal properties also. And Bal Yogi, that Ramdev says this is the very important medicinal plant, and he say compare with this plant to Sanjeevani Booty, but it's very rare. This leaves in late evening or early morning. You get such lights. This is not a studio picture. This is a open against sunlight. I have taken this picture. And there are many endemic plants. This is a Patwa, Butea, Mizutanta. There are hardly 300 plants. Even people from abroad also come to see this plant because it's very rare. And Osmaston says that in Nepal also is found in Baglakot in 1927 survey. I don't know whether it survived there, but we have around 300 such plants. This moral mushroom, one of the most costliest mushroom found in our area. It's around 10 to 15,000 rupee a kg, and it has a cure for cancer also, and very tasty. Generally, it's found in the high altitude. And Amanita caesarea, there are more than I think 100, more than 200 varieties of mushrooms around higher Himalaya in our region. Some are very deadly poisonous, but I have a bit knowledge about edible mushroom. When we usually trek, so we make one vegetable of these mushrooms. But if you have no knowledge of, please don't don't eat, never eat. Some are deadly, very poisonous mushrooms. This is Kira Jadi. You may have heard about this. This is a costliest, I think, plant, or you can say it's a combination of fungus and insect, caterpillar. And it costs around 10 to 15 lakh rupee a kg. And it can cure cancer also. And it's a 99% cure for asthma and good tonic for liver and kidney also. And around 200 type of medicine people are preparing, especially it's used in old Chinese and Tibetan medicine also, and found in the higher region. And in 1979, I think Chinese athletes won 7 gold medal in athletics, ladies and gents. European country discovered that they have given slow doses of cordyceps found in this plant, and not comes in the doping also, doping test. It's very now become costlier day by day. This is some Himalayan birds. This is the beautiful bird and state bird of our area, monal pheasant. And if you are interested, I can suggest you few areas like Munsiari, then Chopta area, and especially in winter, you can get these pictures. This is monal pheasant, but you have to take great patience. Actually, in our area, there are almost in our country actually 1,300 bird species, and in our Uttarakhand there are almost 790 species or birds. Some are local residents, some are migratory across continents, some are local migratory for higher Himalaya. Or those, there are almost 790 species. I have more than 400, 500 bird I have photographed in higher Himalayas, but few I have kept here to show you. This is again very rare, Himalayan snowcock. And first time I have photographed these in group in Munsiari area, Khalia top at 13,000 feet. And that time Mr. S. Satish was also with me. So I have to walk almost 1 kilometer to a hilltop to capture this picture. This is very rare. And as they have seen me, they have started, feathers khol ke, they have started walking. This is also very rare, satire trangopan found in an area, but very difficult to photograph. It generally lives in dense undergrowth. But in Munsiari area, if you are lucky, you can capture this. And this is cheer pheasant. This is again very rare and hardly come in the open. And they are also in endangered list, red data book. This is the cheer pheasant with close view. Luckily, I got a close view of this cheer pheasant. This is a Coquelin pheasant, very handsome and found in the area, our area also. This is hill partridge. Sometimes it's generally lives in dense undergrowth, sometimes come out from, and very difficult to photograph. This is black neck crane and in Corbett Park actually. This is great yellow-naped woodpecker. This is Rufous-chinned laughing thrush. This is rusty-cheeked spitfire babbler. Nectar, drinking nectar. It's a rare moment for me. This is mountain hawk eagle. This is spectacled wood pigeon. This is also a very rare in this area. I have taken this Chopta area and photographed this in Chopta area. This is also a rare pigeon. AC wood pigeon. I have taken this also same area, Chopta area. This is red-headed bullfinch in Chopta area again. Mandal and Chopta area is very good for bird watching, especially in winter time. The high altitude bird migrates to lower altitude. And this is wall creeper. I photographed this in 15,000 feet also and in 300 feet also. In winter, they migrate in lower altitude in our area. And this is spectacled finch. This is also very rare, found in higher Himalayas in pastures, and in winter migrates lower altitude. I have taken this picture in Sitla Khet. It's a beautiful bird. Then chukar, people say chukar found in Tibet area, but and Ladakh area. But in Uttarakhand, around district Almora, you will find chukar present in a lot of places. Steppe eagle migrates from Mongolia, Kazakhstan also. And it's in national flag of Kazakhstan. In winter time, it migrates in our area. It's a largest eagle and beautiful eagle. And in this month, you can easily shoot this near, in trees and flying. This is red-fronted serene, migrates from higher altitude like Tibet and Ladakh area from our region. I have taken this picture near Nainital, around 5 kilometers from my house. This is collared grosbeak, also migrate from high altitude, our region in winters. This is also black and yellow grosbeak. This is Eurasian jay, then Eurasian rain babbler. This is also a first time I have photographed in this region. Otherwise, Ladakh area, I have taken photograph this. This is brown wood owl, biggest owl of our region. This is mountain scoop owl, very rare. You will find very few photographs in the wild, but in area, in district Almora, Sitlakhet area, it's sometime you can photograph this. This is red-headed vulture, now critically endangered. And I have taken this picture in Ranikhet. Then Ghoral, this is mountain goat, and quite common in our area. Early morning, you can get such sorts. This is a barking deer, again common in our area. This is the rarest animal of our area. This is sarang. It's a goat antelope, and face is like donkey, and it generally lives in steep undergrowth, thick undergrowth with thick undergrowth slopes, and early morning and late evening comes out. So luckily, after I have tried many times, and luckily I got few good shots. This is a spotted deer, you have chital. I have taken this shot in Corbett. One chital is guarding, another are drinking water. I like this shot. This is musk deer, very rare, and now they are among the threatened animal. Musk is very costly and used in medicine, Chinese medicine. So the people hunt this deer. This is also very rare. This is a wild Tibetan wild dog. I have photographed first time in Uttarakhand at the altitude of 19,000 feet. 9,000 feet in district Pithoragarh. But that time it was all alone. You can see his thick tail also. And this is red flying squirrel, giant red. It's quite common in Nainital also. This is a gray flying squirrel, very rare. It's hardly 15-inch long. And first time I have photographed in our hill. And one Mr. Flemings from USA, he identified this flying squirrel. He was an expert in squirrels. This is a blue sheep or bharal in Gangotri region. This is Himalayan Thar, female Himalayan Thar, and rhododendrons trees are in background. I have focused only deer. This is male Thar. It has got long hair. This is in Corbett. They're ready to charge. This is again in Corbett. They're crossing Ramganga River in Corbett, early morning shot. There's tiger in Ramganga River. I captured this moment. This male and female and his cub in Corbett Park. This moment I have luckily captured. This is tiger is just behind that photographer, but he has no knowledge that tiger is just behind me. It's very interesting. The snow leopard. Actually, this is not wild sort. I have taken in Nainital Zoo, this one. But I have seen, in 70s, I have seen many times snow leopard, but that time I have not good lenses actually. This leopard, and due to poaching, you can see lot of skins over there. They are very organized way they are killing leopards also in our area. And we are also informing to governments sometime when we heard about this poaching and all. They have confiscated around 32 consignment at Haldwani. They are born for Tibet also. And in Tibet, they are in one skin costs almost a lakh rupees. This is a crocodile in our area. This is Tarai area. There are many places. There are many people knows about these places. I have found almost, I think, more than 100 crocodiles on that region. This is a small river. The Surai forest area. It's now government is developing into tourist center. This is a crocodile and that area, gharials in Corbett area. There's king cobra. We have so far discovered, I think, 29 nest, king cobra nest, lower valleys in our region. And one Mr. Jigu Dolia is doing research on king cobras. I have taken this picture with 2470 lens. This is a young king cobra, few days old. This is the butterfly, peacock butterfly. This is our state butterfly. This is Luna moth, biggest moth in this region. Its wingspan is more than 1 feet. This is the long heritage house. In high altitude, you will get such houses. This is in the old lady must have trekked at least 4 days on foot, or maybe in horseback, to reach his summer destination. Because old people love this area. Sorry. This is traditional hill agriculture. This is again in Kosani area. Jara pani de do. Pani. This is Hurkia bowl. This is a method of growing wheat and that rice field. These are rice fields, sorry. And that hudka, this is the organ, local organ. He sing few lines and the ladies repeat this way in Garuda Someswar Valley, and they do rice planting. This is the Devi Dhura Bagwal, and two parties, Mahar and Far, they throw a stone each, and some people sometimes wounded. One time a widower, only son, उसकी बारी आई human sacrifice के लिए, तो they says you blood set, इतना blood set करो कि एक human sacrifice के बराबर हो जाए. तो ये tradition Britishers couldn't stop this. ये अभी भी चलता है. Now they have started throwing fruits instead of stones now. It's on Raksha Bandhan Day, this festival they organize. And this is also good for photographers also. And this is Nanda Devi Dola. And Nanda Devi is the deity here. Nanda and Sunanda. And in every hill area like Almora, Nainital, Ranikhet, September, October, they make this procession and it's very colorful festival. This is Almora Nanda Devi Dola. This is, this year, I think March, April, there are Mahakumbh in our area in Haridwar. This is the previous Kumbh in Haridwar. I have taken many pictures and you may come for say March, April. There will be Sahi Snan. That time you can come and photograph this Mahakumbh this year. This is a night photograph of Mahakumbh area. 12 years back, I have taken this picture. This actually, I have digitalized this side. This is not proper actual color. And this is Vedani Bugyal. And you may have heard about Nanda Rajat. It's also organized 12 years, sometime 14 years. And Nanda Devi, Nanda Ghunti and Trishul Peak is just behind. And 15 days, they around few hundred kilometers, they go on foot, the entire Nanda Devi Rajat. And it's a very good occasion to photograph this. And this is a Kandali flower. This also blooms once in a 12 year. This is like Karanji. This is Echimenthera gossipina. And in this occasion, in Chaudas and Vyas Valley, they organize Kandali Utsav. This also organized once in a 12 year and very colorful festival, beautiful houses, beautiful people. Beautiful houses and beautiful people. And you will be happy to note that this is the beautiful house of that valley and must be 200, 300 years old. When there was Indo-Tibetan, those villages were very prosperous. So in 2023, after this is 2021, after 2 years, they will celebrate this picture after a gap of 12 years. So you can make a plan to visit this place. And this is the same area. This is a traditional dress. And that silver jewelry must be 4 or 5 kg. And they are very beautiful people. And you will get a lot of opportunity of photography. This is Munshari area. And there are such traditional houses. This is also Kumauni ladies with their traditional dress. And Munshari area is also good for birding also, plus landscape also, and village life also. This is the close-up of the lady. This is a high altitude house. They are drying the meat over there. And they can dry due to cold. They can easily dry their meat for their winter consumption. This is a house in Almora and Kumauni. You can see the Kumauni ladies. And Almora area also, there are many beautiful houses and good for photography. Pastures we are destroying this way. This is the picture of Tungnath area. Past, I have photographed Thar and Monal in this area. Now they are huge construction coming up. And it's very bad for wildlife also, because on winters they used to come in lower altitude. There are many such villages which were destroyed due to, but our government is not sincere. They are not restoring these beautiful houses. They are definitely construction, concrete in structure on that area. So This is my, I think, last slide. I have taken too much time. I think you may have enjoyed my presentation, and I thankful to all members, your secretary Sarmaji, Arvindji, and all members for inviting me for this talk. Thank you. रंजन ये बंद कैसे वो लोग दिखे जैसे
Thank you, sir,
थैंक यू
for an amazing, breathtaking views of the Himalayas and the whole area of Uttarakhand. As you said, eventually about, definitely we could get the feel of it. So we thank you for your lovely presentation, sir. And we have, I mean, lot of comments, like I think more than hundreds of comments, and everybody is just saying, wow, beautiful, awesome. And everybody's just gone uh, out of their minds. Their minds are blown up, looking at the images. They're in awe of the presentation. Sir. Thank you. And we have one question from Sharma sir.
Yes.
So he would like to ask what cameras and which lenses do you use usually?
Actually, starting during, analog camera, I have Nikon F3. So I have photographed from Nikon F3, and I have those days I have 24 mm Sigma lens and 50 mm 4.5, I think that's Nikon lens, and one 100 mm lens. So I have hardly 2-3 lenses, and later on 5D, I have 5D Mark III. Digital era, I have got 5.3 Mark III and 2470 2.8 lens, and second one was I think 100-400 Nikon lens, and one 24 mm fixed lens. I have only 2-3 lens, and that is still I am using. But for wildlife, actually, I'm now start 7000 D7000 Nikon D7000 200 with 200 500 the telephoto lens I have, and actually for wildlife, I that lens is very light. I can't carry 600 feet lens and heavy cameras, so it suits me very well. I can photograph handheld also in higher Himalayas, and I can carry that lens along with me. So if you have zoom lens, then it's better. I think 2470. I have mostly photographed with the 2470 lens. Yeah.
That is a very different take, sir. Definitely. In this world where everybody talks of so many lenses, it is indeed a very knowledgeful experience that you're saying you only carry 2470 and you're producing so many beautiful images. That's it. Very interesting.
Actually, if you know your lens, then you can take good pictures also. These days, people are changing cameras and lenses day by day, but I'm never behind this. So I rely upon my old camera and old lenses. So I take those lenses along with me. And previously, pardon?
Sorry, sir. Please continue.
I can't hear actually.
No, there was some disturbance. Please continue, sir.
Yes. Actually, our Uttarakhand area, there are, plains area also, and 25,550 meter high peaks also. In between, every 1,000 meters, you will find different vegetation, different flora, different fauna. So it's a paradise for photographers, and some places are still unexplored. So if and I was roaming in higher Himalaya almost 50 years in higher altitudes in Uttarakhand. Though I have photographed in several other countries also, even several states in India also, I have a good collection of those areas. But I love photographing in our Uttarakhand because the vibrations are also very strong here. You feel very light and very enlightened. I have never used to photograph in a studio, and I never like to photograph inside a studio, though I have sometime practiced this also, tabletop, portraiture with KG Maheshwari and many stalwarts also, and Tir Das Gupta, like, so we have taken sometime indoor photography I have done, but I always love outdoor walking and carry our equipment and walk early. If you are early riser, you can get, good landscape and good, and one time you get perfect light and condition. So I think if you are not an early riser, you can't become a good nature photographer.
Very well said, sir. That's a very good tip. Thank you. And on the same technical part, we have another question
Sure.
from one of our members. So he wants to ask that how do you protect your lenses in chilled weather?
Actually, I have chill weather, when say 10,000 and above, sometime 15, 20,000, sleeping bag, we also insert our camera batteries inside our sleeping bag. Otherwise, it will drain out very quickly. So it's you have to protect and care lenses and everything, especially in the high altitude actually. And in Nainital also there are a lot of rain. So I made a wooden box and 40-watt bulb is there. So I kept my camera and lenses over there. Otherwise, fungus attack is very common in our region.
Sure, sir. And what is the maximum altitude you have climbed in your journey? And on that, we recently also got to know that in one of your old talks, you were lost in a trek in the Himalayas for an entire night.
Yes, yes.
So,
No,
would you like to talk about that? Yeah.
Actually, that's on Kalandi Khal Pass. Actually, Epic Channel has made a documentary. I think that will be in YouTube also, or even I can also send you sometime. You can show this film to your friends also. And on Trails Pass also, there I have a full slideshow. It's also in YouTube. And there are many, you will find many such my slide presentation. And, actually climbing mountains, sometimes it's very risky, but every time I usually said during my talks mountain climbing very safe, and because you know the which is the which kind of hazard where, and you take precautions to overcome these hazards, and you make planning and everything. But if you are walking in Delhi roads, some car wala or somebody hit you, and you can't do anything. And same thing happened with me last year. I was confined almost 4 months. Uh, my when I was coming from airport with my wife, my car dashed away in the parapet, and that time speed was almost 100 kilometer, and we were badly injured. My lung has punctured, and leg, the right leg was dislocated, and my wife's femur was broken, and we have almost 4 months in the hospital. Uh, and luckily, now I'm still able to walk. You will be surprised. I thought now my career has finished, but luckily I survived, and now I'm fine and fit. So I can easily walk 10, 15 kilometers. So there's no problem in walking now. And in, higher Himalayas, sometime we also stuck in avalanches also. So there are many stories. So uh, I can sometime so those slides also. Actually, in Nanda Devi, when we are climbing Nanda Devi with the Indo-Japanese expedition, we have to start climbing at 2 o'clock in the night with the headlights. After 10 o'clock, when first rays hit the mountains, the avalanches start coming, and stone falling, sometimes snow. And there was a big hanging ice. One Mr. Dawa Norbu, he was an Everestier and a seasoned mountaineer. He said, when this hanging ice will broke, we will all die. So I was laughing because that place is around half a kilometer far from our camp. And in advance camp, one day I was photographing in the late evening. Suddenly, 1/4 of that hanging ice broke, and I shouted avalanche, avalanche, and Dawa Norbu came inside his tent, and he ran inside a rock, this rock shelter. So I also ran, and we first wind blast, we hold a rock, or 25 kg load were blown away, or tent were broken, and the 5, 6 Japanese, they went inside the tent. Luckily, the tent was collapsed and they were inside the tent. And 15 minutes, nothing was visible, only whiteout. And when that whiteout settled, then we shouted for Japanese member. They were inside the broken tent, and we have. It took us almost 1 hour to set up our camp. So it happens. It's a part of the game, but there is a calculated risk. Actually, if you have to take training before going these area. I have done my basic mountain course in 1969, then 71 advanced mountaineering course, then search and rescue courses, and many courses. I was invited as a guest instructor in Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, Uttarkasi also. And I was conducted many courses in Nainital Mountain Club. So it's a part of the game, actually. Adventure is a part of the game. But I like this. I don't like studio photography. I like outdoor photography much.
Sure, sir. So we have another last question. What sort of climate changes did you observe over these decades in Himalayas, and your suggestion for betterment of the climatic conditions? What probably the person who would like to ask the question wants to also say that as humans, what role we can play to safeguard these
Actually, uh,
changes?
actually, we are cutting, forest and everything is destroying very fast. In uh, Nainital, every year 3-4 snowfall. We get 3-4 snowfall, and this year it's January. We haven't seen any snowfall this year. So this is all due to, and some places there are a lot of snowfall. But this is a great surprising. So far, we haven't get any. And in Pindari Glacier, I have been first time in 1964, and then after that, I visited many times. Now the Pindari Glacier is almost receded 1 kilometer. I am the witness. So everything is changing actually. And the volume of glaciers, volume of snow also shrinking. And there are, you will find a lot of crevasses also there. And it's due to global warming, there are a lot of changes. And silting also too much in rivers also. Like Tihri Dam is very dangerous. If silt will come so fast, that will fill up very early. So there are such changes is occurring. This is due to, our bad planning also, and in the name of development, we are cutting forests, we are destroying everything. So nature is taking its toll actually.
Sure, sir. Thank you for the tips.
One thing,
Yes, sir.
in past Nainital, there is strictly in say September first week, the rains the rainy season stops, and if in summer month, if temperature rise more than say 30 degree, we predict that tomorrow we will get rain. So the weather pattern was set. Now, now everything is changing. We are getting more than 34 degree temperatures in Nainital also. So, and very less rains. Everything is changing actually very fast. Okay, thank you.
Sure, sir. So with this, I'd like to hand it over to our Secretary Sharma, sir.
Yeah. So thank you, Aditya, for your lovely questions and excellent answers, and so satisfied with our guest of the day and master of our evening. Sri Anup Shaji, he is a nature lover from childhood and a great walker. Traveled a lot, nationally, internationally. First, he said he is a photographer, mountaineer, and then a photographer. And his deep connect with the nature and mountains for the last 56 years, more than 5 decades, is an outstanding experience by all means. And he has been awarded the fourth highest civilian award the government of India has upon him, the Padma Shri. He is rightly deserving, and the government of India has rightly honored him with this coveted Padma Shri, a true recognition for a true legend of the Himalayas, which are the ultimate mountain ranges in the whole of our world and earth. And his images of some of the rare species, be it the flora or fauna, and the simply amazing. And it is really a dream come true event for all of us. All the images we have seen now are simply exceptional and extraordinary. And he has stated during the course of his presentation that he has learned the art of mountaineering right from 64, again 69 and 71. And his father has started the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute. And I came to understand that they have trained more than 40,000 enthusiastic climbers till date. That is an awesome figure and a phenomenal experience or service they have done to the Himalayas. And maybe even a lifetime for us is not sufficient to view the Himalayas the way Padma Shri Anup Saji has seen, photographed, enjoyed, and now shared with all of us. And most fortunate and a humble, most humble gentleman that he is, being born in the lap of the Himalayas, blessed with the opportunities to travel, live, and photograph the ins and outs of the Himalayas. Padma Shri Anup Saji is undoubtedly our living legend. He is living in the paradise on this earth. To top it all, our society is highly grateful and indebted to him. You are the conqueror of Himalayas, Anup Saji, and we are sure, and your scintillating and hair-raising experiences that you have shared us with us, and the way of narration which made every one of us spellbound. And the phenomenal presentation is just beyond fun. And we are highly honored with your presence today evening, Anup Saji. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
humbly we thank you, and thank you. And I'll be failing in my duty if I don't acknowledge the excellent service and the excellent effort and the help that has been rendered to us. And great applause to the following people: Shri Satyaprasad Jayachandra, who has been incidental in talking to you and arranging this presentation, requesting you, and you are accepting his request. And we are all grateful to you. And Mr. Satyaprasad Jayachandra, and also our President, Sri Arvind Chenji, for having introduced you to all of us here. And also our highest acknowledgement of thanks and gratitude goes to Aditya Kulkarni, our Joint Secretary, Mr. Astosh Patwardhan, and our young and dynamic Saurabh Gunti, and Miss Richa, who has so nicely devised these posters for all of us and made it a runaway success. And thanks a lot to all the guests and all our TPS members. With this, I will conclude this evening session of Conversing with the Masters, and a great thanks and namaskar to Anup Saji, the Padma
I
Shri.
have not been to your area. Maybe next year I will visit that site.
Most welcome, sir. We'll arrange for it.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
Please come to Hyderabad. You're our guest. You're always
Yes.
welcome.
Yeah.
You are always welcome.
Thank
Please
you,
do
sir.
come. Please do come. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.